Fall Guys was released and died quicker than a premature baby.
Bruh.
Fall Guys was on top of the world, but then it quickly fell from grace and straight into its own grave. Fall Guys was released on the 4th of August 2020, and by the start of September, Fall Guys had 150,000 people playing it, and by the end of September, Fall Guys had plummeted to only 45,000 players, losing 2/3 of its own fanbase. And on 15th of December, when Season 3 dropped, Fall Guys had a 24-hour peak of 28,000 players. So what happened to this cute little game? Why did people want to play it 1 minute and then the next minute leave it in the bin like a Smoke Perp album? Quick little tangent, by the way. Smoke Perp is utter trash. Like, I'd rather listen to an alligator give a blowjob to a horse than listen to Smoke Perp. He's just so bad. He's utter trash, and I just wanted to say that. But now that's out of the way, let's talk about Fall Guys and how it died. Among Us is pretty sus for the murder of Fall Guys. I would go as far as to say that Among Us is the imposter, and Among Us killed Fall Guys in a cold-blooded fashion. I know it's a bit of a wild accusation, but I think I can back it up. You see, the moment Among Us became popular, people decided to jump onto it and leave Fall Guys falling behind. No one even said bye to Fall Guys. Players just left in the middle of the night like Madeleine McCann's parents. This is the main reason for Fall Guys' death. Among Us just became popular around the same time, and everyone jumped on that game and left Fall Guys on the shelf to collect dust. Every YouTuber stopped making videos about Fall Guys and instead made video about Among Us because it was the new popular trending game and it was the easiest way to gain views. Fall Guys simply was yesterday's news. No one cared about it anymore. The player base from Fall Guys simply shifted to Among Us, which absolutely Andre 3000%ly contributed into the destruction of the player base. I like to call this effect the Rockstar effect, and the reason I call it that is because when GTA 5 was released, everyone dropped the game they were currently playing and jumped onto GTA 5. A similar thing kind of happened with Red Dead Redemption 2 when that dropped, and that's why I call it the Rockstar effect, mainly because when GTA 5 dropped, everyone played that game and left whatever game they were playing. But it's simply when one game takes a fan base of another game because that game is new or because that game is popular and trending. Okay, so now we've got that out of the way, let's talk about another thing that killed Fall Guys. I don't just want to make this a hate video against Among Us, right? Let's talk about how they killed themselves as well. Every game that comes out has an initial hype that causes a peak in players. That's simply because the game is new and people want to check it out. And this is the case with Fall Guys. It was a brand new battle royale game and it was different from the rest, which made loads of people check it out. But then after a while, people got used to Fall Guys and that new car smell eventually went away and people eventually got bored or used to Fall Guys, and a true fanbase was established a few months after it was released. And this fanbase was far less than the initial fanbase, which explains the drop in numbers. The best way I can simply explain this is like when a new restaurant opens up in your town and everyone goes there to check it out because it's new. But then after a few months, less and less people start going to this restaurant, the initial hype of the restaurant calms down, and the restaurant will eventually have a regular amount of people coming to it once the new factor has disappeared and once people get familiar with it. It won't be as much as it was when it initially opened, but it will still be a certain amount because now people who actually genuinely like this restaurant will be regular customers, whilst the people who checked it out might not like it, and the only reason they maybe checked it out was because it's new. Sorry, it happens with every game. It just happened to Fall Guys very fast. People were interested in it. It was a brand new game. Let's check it out. Okay, we've checked it out. I'm kind of bored now. Let's put it back on the shelf. And the people genuinely liked Fall Guys stuck around, and that's why the player base is very low now compared to when it was at the start. It's just simply the true fan base and player base has been established now, and the initial fan base was just people curious about the game. Let's move on to another thing that killed Fall Guys. Season 2 had everything but seasoning. It was dry and fucking raw. It just wasn't inviting at all. All it was a few new skins and a few new maps. Nothing that would make all your red blood cells rush towards the end of your penis. It just wasn't a fulfilling season, and this is what hurt Fall Guys' popularity. A season can make or break a game. Season 1 of Apex Legends nearly killed the game in its tracks, but Season 2 and 3 revived the game, so it's very important to have a solid season that offers a lot of content and value all the way up to the next season. Fall Guys Season 2 just didn't have enough value or replayability in it to keep people entertained for long enough, so after people consumed it, they kind of was like, well, what's next? And nothing was next, so people just got bored of it. They've played the new season, they've got everything they can out of it, and now they're bored, so it's time to put the game down. And Season 3 has recently dropped, and whilst it might be better, I haven't played it, it might be better than Season 2, it might offer more than Season 2, but I believe it's too little, too late. When you're doing these seasonal types of releases, you really want to make sure the season is jam-packed full of content and value, so by the time everyone's consumed everything possible in the season, then the next season can come along. I think Apex Legends right now have started to master this formula, but at the start you could see that in Season 1 there just wasn't much content. Season 2 they added more, Season 3 they added more, Season 4 it was packed with a lot of content, so it's something that Apex Legends does well now, and I think it's something Fall Guys will eventually do well over a long period of time. To conclude, Among Us is guilty for the murder of Fall Guys, however they will not be convicted as Fall Guys also killed themselves by a lackluster Season 2 and because people in general just didn't like it and got bored of it because it just didn't offer enough. Anyway, that's it. That's all there is to this video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you shag the like button and finger the subscribe button, as I will do videos about games coming out, games that never come out, and much more amazing content. Honestly, if you subscribe to me, your life will be so much better. The amount of girls you will get will be ridiculous. You'll be calling me and be like, bro, these girls are going nuts for me right now. Can you get them off me? It's just a side effect of subscribing to my channel. That's it. Bye. Love you all. Cheeseburger. Cheeseburger. The Flint Mister. Player base from Fall Guys simply shifted to Among Us, which absolutely 103,000%ly contributed into the fuck you got the player base from Among Us.